Imagine, how would you feel if a 30-inch wide oil-coated pipe pulled you in like lightning? These 5 people get caught in a similar situation, and only one of them survives to share his terrifying story with the world. And a GoPro camera that was attached to the suit of one of them was recording all these horrible scenes. The footage recorded by this camera will make you shiver. Being stuck in the ocean for 2 days in 30-inch wide oil-filled pipe 60 feet deep, this incident happened with Christopher, Kazim, Yusuf, Rishi, and Faisal. And of these 5 people, only Christopher survived and the other 4 died in the same pipe. What happened to them while trapped in the pipe was very gruesome and heartbreaking. Let's know about the dangerous incident of Paria diving. February 25th, 2022. A company named Paria is located in the coastal town of Pointe-à-Pierre on the northern coast of South America. These 5 individuals were employed by the same company to maintain oil pipelines when the disaster occurred. On that day, these people were working in a part of the pipeline that had been closed for a long time. It was a U-shaped pipeline with a section where oil tankers unloaded crude oil, known as Berth 5. This crude oil was used to reach Berth 6 through the pipeline where the oil refinery was located. On that day, the work of these 5 workers was to clean the upper part of the pipeline so that these people could comfortably stand on the upper part and perform their job. Air plugs were also installed to prevent hydrocarbons from leaking out of the pipe. Also, a special cabin called a habitat bell was used to work on top of the pipe. Let's understand it in a way that if you put a glass in a bucket of water, the water will not go inside the glass. Similarly, the habitat bell creates a dry space by releasing air pressure inside the pipe so workers can easily work inside it. These 5 workers had to go inside the pipe and remove the air plug. But when they remove the air plug, a dangerous incident happens. At the same time, a strong wave of water comes and pulls those people under the water with pressure. The pressure was so high that within 90 seconds the men had gone 120 feet into the pipe. The pipe was crooked, which allowed them to get into an air pocket and get stuck in that air pocket. He was able to breathe easily in this air pocket. All this happened so quickly that they had no idea what had happened to them. The flow of water was so high that the bones of some of them were broken. Nothing was visible inside the pipe. The surprising thing was that they were trapped in the pipe because of the very air they were breathing. Technically, the pipe should have contained a total of 1,200 barrels of oil, but the pipe was low in oil and contained low-density air in the pipe. When they removed the air plugs, the high-density air that had built up inside the cabin collided with the low-density air, which created a large vortex of water. And this monster dragged all the things under the water with it. There was only one way out for these 5 people, and that was the point from which they came inside the pipe. Now that nothing was visible inside the pipe, they did not know where to go. If these people started walking on the wrong side, they would have reached Berth 5 where they could have died instantly. After much thought, they decided to go to the side where their head was because they thought they could get out from that side. Inside the pipe, they could not survive for long. Moving forward, they face another problem. Since this pipeline was not straight, it did not have air pockets everywhere. Now suppose that they move forward holding their breath and they don't find an air pocket, then they could have died. Here they decide that Christopher and Faisal will go first, and if they manage to get out, they will send help for the other 3. Christopher and Faisal move forward and then get stuck in an air pocket. In this air pocket, they see an oxygen tank, using which they could survive in water for a long time. But the oxygen in this tank was low, and just as the tank was about to run out, they got another oxygen tank. But the problem with this tank was that there was no mouthpiece with the tank. Because of this, they had to put their mouths in the tank's opening, and that is why the oil went through their mouths into their bodies. We already know that the oil that went into his mouth was raw oil. Crude oil is the oil from which petrol and diesel are made. This oil causes severe irritation if it gets into the mouth or eyes. By this time, Faisal's oxygen tank had also run out and he was in a lot of pain due to broken bones. That's why Christopher had to go it alone. After 2 hours of continuous struggle, he finally hits the pipe bed. At this point, the water in the pipe was low enough that he could not swim out. Here he started hitting the pipe hard. Fortunately, some rescuers there hear his voice and he was pulled out. As he come out, Christopher asks the rescuers to rescue the other 4s. The rescuers try to go into the pipe, but the company refuses to permit them because the company did not have large oxygen cylinders. If the rescuers had gone down, their lives could have been in danger. For the next 48 hours, no help was provided by the company and these people lost their lives in the pipeline.
Everything just spinning and beating you up and happened so fast. I couldn't react. The only thing I remember able to do was cover my head, like in the fetal position. After that, all I remember, I didn't even remember actually getting pulled in the pipe. I just remember getting pulled through the pipe at unbelievable speeds. Don't hold my breath no longer, man. Truth. And you holding your breath for too long, after a while, your body, your lungs just fight. Yeah, waist close, you see a noise. Your body suffering to pull air. An unbelievable nightmare. Your eyes burning. Every time you try to open your eyes, it's burning. You're pitch black, you can't see nothing. Your throat burning. Your ears ringing. Your body sore. And at that point, I tell myself I was gonna dead.